get started on my daily routine. And we'll be doing the meditation on the Buddha, yoga, and martial arts. I try to do this every day because if I do try to go for 7 days a week, then the universe will inevitably interfere and I'll still get 5 or 6 days in a row in every week, and sometimes 7 when I can. And I like to live stream my cleaning the room at the beginning because it's part of the practice. It's part of the process. So I'm going to put on some nice, chill, philosophical speeches put to music, like Alan Watts, for example. Then I'm going to sweep up the room. And I've got a nice little workout here. Oops, wrong playlist. That one's too strong. Well, we're gonna do the yoga first because I have some back pain today that I need to address before I can sit for meditation. Gotta stretch out my back.
I wonder what you would do if you had the power to dream.
So I'm gonna clean up this room and then we're gonna do the short version of the Ashtanga Yoga primary series. You probably have limited space like I have limited space, so I gotta kick the cats out, move their whole thing out, and I'm gonna sweep the floor while we get ready for the meditation. I recommend you get some caffeine, some coffee, some pillows to sit on, and a towel or a blanket for your knees. Get a yoga mat. We're gonna do the yoga first, and I'll shut up, clean this room while we get ready.
The most ecstatic life. It is a basic proposition for the Hindu.
Excuse me, guys.
That only the self, the Godhead, is real. Only the self, the Godhead, is real. Only the self, the Godhead, is real. There is nothing other than the Godhead. There is nothing other than the Godhead. The appearance, the feeling that there are other things than the Godhead is called Maya. Is called Maya. Maya. We ordinarily translate that word illusion. But you must be careful about the word illusion. Illusion is related to the Latin ludere. And that means play. And this is why the analogy of the world is dramatic. It's a play. In the sense of a stage play. Now, when you go to the theater, you know what you're going to see. It's not very but the actor, and you will hope that he will be good at it,
You know what
is
time
going
it
to try and
is.
persuade you that it's good.
We do this every
So that
day.
he will so move you that you are crying or sitting in anxiety upon the edge of your chair. So the audience is almost
Sorry.
persuaded to be taken in. Now what about if this would happen with the very best actor of all? The great actor. The audience would of course be completely taken in. But in this case, of course, the actor and the audience are the same.
This is good. Would you like to hear about our Lord and Savior?
Two epidemics that are interacting with each other. One is the loneliness, and the other is narcissism. I believe narcissism has gone from something that people had and you can stay away from to something closer to an epidemic. And I think social media has done that. I wanted to learn about this narcissism thing because I used to think it was people who thought they were great, who loved their brain. I used to think it was people who thought they were great. This narcissism thing. It's not about people who think they're great. It is about people who have broken self-esteem. And the way that they deal with their broken self-esteem is by belittling other people, one-upping them, bragging, putting them down, shutting them down, thwarting them, and then we can. I usually look at those people because they're everywhere. But man, are there more of them? There are, right? And I think it's because people who might have been sort of on the border of being that way just got pushed over the edge by social media. I used to think it was people who thought they were great, who thought they were great, who thought they were great. I used to think it was people who thought they were great. This narcissism thing. It's not about people thinking they're great. It's about people who have broken self-esteem. Just completely broken. Imagine living in a world where everybody is criticizing everybody for everything. That's our world. We live in a world where everybody's criticizing everybody for everything. Imagine that. How would you like to be a teenager and be criticized on everything? Yeah, sure, you wore that one day, embarrassing thing you did just once, but somebody saw it. You're not as pretty, you're as handsome, you're strong, or good as sports, as this other person. It's got to be devastating. That was pretty devastating. And there's just more of it. Because in your face, you're seeing the impossible images of people who you want to be like, but you're not, etc. I used to think it was people who thought they were great, who thought they were great, who thought they were great. I used to think it was people who thought they were great. This narcissism thing. It's not about people thinking they're great. It's about people who have broken self-esteem. I used to think it was people who thought they were great, who thought they were great, who thought they were great. I used to think it was people who thought they were great. This narcissism thing. It's not about people thinking they're great. It's about people who have broken self-esteem. Just completely broken.
So this is part of the meditation because our minds are like this room, naturally empty, and stuff builds up, and we have to clean it out every day. Because that little pile I swept up was just one day's worth of
Take a
stress.
down plunge. The chameleon who changes its color. Think of the butterfly pretending it has eyes. Think of the flower saying to the bee, nature of an onion. You might look for the pit in the center, like any ordinary fruit has, but the onion doesn't have a center. It's all skins. So when you get right down, there's nothing but a bunch of skins. You say, well, that was a disappointing. But at last you have to understand that the skins are the part that you eat. But I'd rather say where you see you find when you explore yourself, your motivation. You go through and through and you try to find out that thing which really is genuine. That thing which really is genuine. But I'd rather say where you see you find when you explore yourself, your motivation. You go through and through and you try to find out that thing which really is genuine. That thing which really is genuine. That's why it's Zen. Discipline. They give you koans, which require a perfectly genuine act. An act of total and absolute sincerity. And people knock themselves out trying to do this thing. But they always know that the master's going to catch them. Because he reads their thought. You know that story of von Kleist about the man who had a fight with the bear, and the bear would read his thoughts? So that the only way of hitting the bear was to do so not on purpose. Thus the bear would know in advance. So it's the same working with the Zen master. You have to do the genuine act, not on purpose. But since you're put in a situation where it's rather formal, and you're supposed to do it on purpose, you're stuck, see? So you explore the onion, and you go in and in and in, and then you find, well, it's all deception. But I'd rather say, where you see you find when you explore yourself, your motivation. You go through and through, and you try to find out that thing which really is genuine.
Okay, so we're going to get started with the Ashtanga Yoga primary series first. Normally we meditate first, but my back hurts, so I'm going to meditate after I stretch. And I'm going to open with the traditional Ashtanga opening mantra. I'll close with the closing mantra. And the opening mantra means thank you to the teachers of the past, present, and future who bring this practice to us from the meditators in the jungle, because this practice eases the suffering of existence. And then I'll put the chill philosophy step music back on. We're going to jump right into it. This will be a 30-minute yoga practice. Just do whatever postures you can, or your own version of the stuff that I'm doing. Because I'm a teacher and this is my personal practice. Bande Gurunam Charanaragande Sandarshita Svatma Sukala Bodhe Nirshese Jambilikaya Mane Samsara Hala Mohashantiye Abhu Purushakaram Shankasakasi Dharinam Sahasra Shirasam Shvetam Pranamani Patanjalim Om. And we'll begin. One of the reasons I like to live stream every day is because it's accountability. I practice better when I know that people are watching.
Pursuing happiness as a goal often fails to make people happier. Here's why I think that makes sense. The reason you can't pursue happiness is it's not a thing. It's not a thing. You can't pursue happiness. You can pursue a wild animal. You can pursue a ball that's rolling downhill. You can pursue a car. You can pursue a dog. Because those are all real. But Faith is a very fundamental, arcane symbol of life, but the way it's done is that the snake has some part of the ring, a place where it's not sensitive for the unconscious, where it doesn't know that what comes to it in the form of food is actually what left it in the form of food. That thing is, don't mention it. After all, as the Lord said at the beginning of the universe, you must draw the line somewhere. Divide life into certain stages, what are called the ashramas. The first is called brahmacharya, the second grihastha, and the third vanaprastha. Brahmacharya means the stage of the student, the apprenticeship. Grihastha, the stage of the householder. And vanaprastha, the stage of the forest dweller. This is related to cultural history of early India. Before we have agrarian communities, we have a hunting culture, which is on the move. In a hunting culture, because of the way they alter consciousness. But what all these approved altered states of consciousness have in common is that none of them contradict or conflict with the basic state of consciousness argued by our society. I would call the problem-solving state of consciousness, which is good for the more mundane aspects of science. It's good for the prosecution of warfare. It's good for commerce. It's good for politics. But I think everybody realizes that the promise of a society over monopolistically based upon this state of consciousness has proved hollow, and that this model is no longer working, that it's broken
So this has been the Ashtanga Yoga primary series, the short version with most of the work cut out, and we're just doing all of the postures one after the other. And I'll close with the closing mantra now, which means good luck to those who lead with compassion and wisdom. May all beings everywhere be happy and free. Peace, peace, perfect peace. Om. Swasti Vrajabhyaha Paripalayantam Nayena Margena Mahimahisha Gauravnebhyaha Paripalashvamati Nityam Lokaha Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And now we'll move on to the meditation on the Buddha, which will be led by the Tibetan Buddhist nuns from Shravasti Abbey in Washington State. And I'm just going to play their video here, which is on YouTube. And we'll listen. Before we do that, I recommend that you have some more water, caffeine. I'm going to put down some pillows. I recommend you have 2 or 3 for your butt and 1 or 2 for your legs, and a towel or a blanket for your knees. So before we begin, I recommend you take a bathroom break. I'll be right back in 1 or 2 minutes. And please like, share, and subscribe. Okay, we're about to begin meditation on the Buddha. I've got my little pre-workout drink here. I recommend you have some water and some protein powder for afterwards. And we'll jump right into it. This is a very specific traditional meditation, so there's chanting, right? There's a few mantras, there's some prayers to the dead teachers of the past, right? And the idea being to instill respect, self-respect, and the legitimacy of a traditional lineage leading up to the teachers here, so that you know if you follow this process and you do this meditation, if you do these yoga postures in the same order every day, if you do this meditation every day, these visualization, imagination exercises, you will reach the goal. You will get results, which is health, actual enlightenment, peace of mind, a healthy body, a happy home, heart, home full of love. And these things cannot be bought. They must be earned through practice. Every day, heartbreaking practice, consistently every day for the rest of your life. From the Buddhist perspective, in multiple lives, over a very, very long period of time, right? With dedication. So if you're not into this style of Buddhist meditation and you want to follow along, I recommend that you just mute the video and sit and focus on your breath coming and going. Focus on your exhales especially, and lengthen your exhales. Focus on positive emotions and visualize, use your imagination to picture your favorite role models and what they mean to you, and people in your life, and animals, whatever makes you happy. People, plants, and animals, places that make you happy, and focus on those sensations and also letting them go. Accept whatever comes up, let it go, focus on your goal, focus on your intention. When you get distracted, come back to your intention, focus on the breath, and cultivate a positive response. Or you can just follow along with this video and it'll do all that for you.
Practices with this aspiration to be a benefit to beings, not to harm them, to benefit them, and in our understanding, the best benefit is to actually, for beings to be liberated from cyclic existence, and we aim to become Buddhist in order to help beings to be free in this way. So generate those thoughts in your own way. So that which we'll do is lay out the sadhana for us, helping us to generate these various mind states. And she starts by having us think about all of our potential, all the kind of positive qualities that we can develop. Infinite love, compassion, wisdom, skillful means. So imagine what it would feel like to be those qualities. Just let yourself in love, in wisdom, try to feel the expansiveness and peace in your heart. The wisdom that it takes to have this kind heart. To be unencumbered in any way. transparent light. He's sitting on a throne, above which is an open lotus flower and cushions of the sun and lotus. This entire visualization is under really transparent light, but you're imagining a living being with a light body. So you feel yourself in the presence of the Buddha. The Buddha's body is golden in color. He wears the robes of a monastic. His right hand, with the palm down, rests on his right knee. The earth touching the Buddha. And his left hand is in his lap holding a bowl of nectar. And this nectar is the medicine to cure our afflictions and all of our hindrances. And the Buddha's face is very beautiful. You can look at the Buddha's eyes. He's smiling, his eyes are smiling. He's looking at you with total acceptance. And as he looks at you, he's also encompassing all sentient beings. The Buddha's eyes are very peaceful, long and narrow. His lips are red, his earlobes are long. Imagine rays of light radiating from every pore of the Buddha's body. This golden light going out to all the parts of the universe, touching beings, carrying miniature Buddhas to help beings. And as they complete their work, they dissolve back into the Buddha. The Buddha is surrounded by the entire lineage of spiritual teachers, all the meditational deities, innumerable other Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Arhats, Dakas, Dakinis, Dharma protectors. And at the side, near each spiritual mentor, is an elegant table, in honor of our Dharma books. The sounds of the Dharma fill the air. And they're all so happy that we're here doing this together. Imagine the minds just blissful and peaceful, gazing at all sentient beings. So you imagine that actually you were surrounded by all sentient beings in human form. Your mother of this life is on your left. Your father of this life is on your right. Any people you have difficulty with, you imagine in front of you, facing the Buddha, keeping them there for protection. Family and friends are nearby. Countless strangers fill the space around you. All of us are looking to the Buddha for guidance. So first we need to cultivate a sense of refuge. We think of all the dangers of cyclic existence. Just think about how things are not secure. Run into dissatisfaction, often dukkha, often. And people, all the beings around us, all the sentient beings around us, are also in the same boat, floundering in cyclic existence. And many of them have not met any kind of teachings that will help them out of this quagmire. So we generate compassion. And now think of the wonderful qualities of the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, and generate this sense of confidence in them, in their ability to guide you out of all of these recurring problems, to take refuge in causes, this kind of concern, this kind of alarm, fear, and also this confidence and faith and the compassion. So it is possible on the basis of your present life and mind to free yourself from all of these undesirable experiences. It's a resolve to explore that possibility to the fullest. Feel great trust and confidence in the three jewels, and open your heart to rely upon them to guide you and others from all of these difficulties of cyclic existence and bring us to the peace, liberation, full awakening. So as we do these refuge verses, starting here, at the top of page 21, we'll be taking refuge in the Buddha, and we imagine actually leading all of the sentient beings around us and going for refuge. And we visualize white, radiant light flowing from all of the Buddhas, the spiritual mentors, the Bodhisattvas, all of these holy beings flowing into us and all the beings around us. And this light completely purifies all of our destructive karmic ignorance and afflictions. And it also brings all the realizations of the path. So put your hands in prayer position. Namo Guruvya. Namo Buddhaya. Namo Dharmaya. Namo Sanghaya. 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 Namo Dharmaya. Nama Sangaya. So feel that you've come under the protection of the three jewels. And now we turn our thoughts to others and think about how much we depend upon other beings for everything that we have, everything we know, everything we use, everything we enjoy. Our food, clothing, resources of every kind. These come due to the efforts of others. Our knowledge, talents, good qualities, these too are developed due to the kindness of others. And our ability to practice the Dharma certainly depends on others who brought the teachings to us for the millennium by generating realizations in their mind and teaching. So this is a very great kindness, all of these things we have we want to bring to mind. Our innermost wish is to be free from suffering. And this is the case for everyone else as well. We want to be happy. All beings want to be happy. And like us, they encounter many difficulties, problems, sufferings. And usually, actually, their difficulties are more so than our own. Not always, but often. And when we examine our capacity to help beings, we find that we're actually quite limited. And we know from practice that if we can reduce our anger, our attachment, our ignorance, our various faults, and if we can increase all of our good qualities, we're really going to be in a position to benefit beings. Imagine if we had just this generous heart, give so easily, takes delight in giving, the kind of ethics that doesn't harm, because that just ingrained fortitude, loving kindness, compassion, wisdom, will be in an excellent position to help beings by having our good qualities developed. And if we develop them fully, like Buddha does, then we'll be able to be of the greatest benefit to beings. So we generate this altruistic intention in order to be able to benefit beings most effectively. So as we take refuge and generate bodhicitta, imagine that light is flowing into you from all of these Buddhas and holy beings. It is flowing into you and all the sentient beings around you. So we're on the top of verse 22. I take refuge until I have awakened in the Buddhas, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By the merit I create by engaging in generosity and the other far-reaching practices, may I attain Buddhahood in order to benefit all sentient beings. I take refuge until I have awakened in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By the merit I create by engaging in generosity and the other far-reaching practices, may I attain Buddhahood in order to benefit all sentient beings. I take refuge until I have awakened in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By the merit I create by engaging in generosity and the other far-reaching practices, may I attain Buddhahood in order to benefit all sentient beings. So imagine the Buddha is so pleased with your altruistic intention. And the replica emerges from the Buddha, comes to the crown of your head, melts into golden light, flows into you. Feel that you and the Buddha have become inseparable. Feel very close to the Buddha and allow your mind to be transformed and inspired. Let go of all conceptions you have about yourself. Let go of any self-denigrating thoughts. Let go of the concept of inherent existence and meditate on emptiness. As your heart appears a small reed of light, he radiates the light of wisdom and compassion in all directions throughout the entire universe. And this light transforms all sentient beings into Buddhas and all environments to pure lands, which are places where all the circumstances are conducive to practicing the Dharma and generating realizations. So imagine this. You've transformed all sentient beings into Buddhas and all environments into pure lands. In your imagination, well, why hasn't this become a reality? These sentient beings have bias, prejudice, we lack love, compassion, and joy. So now we want to wish ourselves and others to have all of these qualities. So we contemplate the four immeasurables. We do this to reinforce our own felt experience of love, compassion, joy, and equanimity for everyone, friends, strangers, enemies, relatives, people we don't like, people we don't trust, anyone, everyone. So as we say those four immeasurables, you want to listen to yourself say the words and contemplate as you recite. We'll pause between each of the four. May all sentient beings have happiness and its causes. May all sentient beings be free of suffering and its causes. May all sentient beings not be separated from sorrowless bliss. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free of bias, attachment, and anger. So, in order to achieve what we've just been aspiring towards, we need to purify our negativities, and we need a lot of merit. We need to abandon things and adopt things. So when we do this 7-line prayer, this encompasses all this abandoning and adopting things. So we'll pause after each line. And put your hands in the prayer position, please. Reverently I prostrate with my body, speech, and mind. So imagine yourself and all the beings, the sentient beings around prostrating. And present clouds of every type of offering, actual and mentally transformed. So imagine offering everything beautiful to the Buddha and all the holy beings. You could fill the sky with offerings. Get very lovely and beautiful. You can think of flowers and fields and just everything that you love. Offer to all the holy beings. You can do this repeatedly. I confess all my destructive actions accumulated since beginning this time. So now we take a glance, meditation before my powers. So for this, bring to mind something that you wish to purify, some fault or mistake. Bring it clearly to mind and generate regret for that. And then the other permanent powers of taking refuge in general bodhicitta, which we're doing in the practice. The practice itself will be the remedial action, but make a determination not to do this action again. And rejoice in the virtues of all holy and ordinary beings. So think of common sentient beings like ourselves, the holy beings, and delight, rejoice in all of the virtue created by the being. Let go of any jealousy, envy, and just rejoice in the goodness of the world. Use your own life experience. Think of these people you want to rejoice. Please remain until cyclic existence ends. So now we offer a double diligé. This symbolizes long life. We offer this to the holy beings. We do this requesting them to live long, to always be a part of our life. And you can do this multiple times in your imagination. And turn the wheel of Dharma for sentient beings. So again, make this offering. You're offering with both hands this beautiful thousand-spoke Dharma wheel, golden color. Offering this to the teachers and the Buddhas to guide you and to continue to teach the Dharma. I dedicate all the virtues of myself and others to the Great Awakening. So now we steer these limbs toward full awakening of ourself and all beings. And now I'll offer the mandala. Here we imagine everything beautiful in the universe, offering it to all holy beings with the wish that they will continue to teach and guide us, and that we can generate realizations in our mind. This ground anointed with perfume, flowers strewn, mounts made room for land, sun, and moon. Imagined as a Buddha land and offered to you, may all beings enjoy this pure land. The objects of attachment, aversion, and ignorance, friends, enemies, and strangers, my body, wealth, and enjoyments. I offer these without any sense of loss. Please accept them with pleasure and inspire me and others to be free from the three poisonous attitudes. Idam Guru Ratnamandala Kamniryataya. So imagine all the holy beings just delighted, and they receive your offerings. And the offerings melted delight dissolve into them, and these all absorb into the Buddha's heart. And then immediately he radiates light back to you, filling your body and mind. And this light inspires you to accomplish the path to full awakening. So in order to progress along the path, we need to develop realizations. And in order to do this, we need the inspiration of the lineage of spiritual mentors, especially your principal teacher or your guru, who is the one who has touched your heart deeply. If you don't have a specific teacher, just think about Shakyamuni Buddha. Maybe you have a connection in your mind with this Buddhist. And make this request, page 25. Glorious and precious root Guru, sit upon the lotus and moon seat on my crown, guiding me with your great kindness. Bestow upon me the attainments of your body, speech, and mind. And so then, at this point, you imagine that a replica of your teacher, in the aspect of the Buddha, emerges from the Buddha in front of you. And it comes to sit on a lotus and moon disc on the crown of your head, facing the same direction as you. So then this Buddha on the crown of your head is going to act as an advocate for you to request inspiration from the entire field of merit as we continue the request. And we're doing the long one on page 26. Buddha, unequal teacher and guide, venerable protector of Maitreya, successor, superior Sangha prophesied by Buddha, to you three Buddhas and Bodhisattvas I make request. Buddha, head of the Shakya clan, the foremost guide, peerless in expounding emptiness, Manjushri, embodiment of the Buddha's complete wisdom, exalted Nagarjuna, best of the superiors who sees profound meaning. To you three crowning jewels of clear exposition I make request. A teacher, upholder of this great vehicle, who sees the profundity of dependent arising, Drone Rinpoche, elucidator of this good path. To these two ornaments of the world I make request. Avalokiteshvara, great treasure of objectless compassion. Manjushri, masteress of flawless wisdom. Tsongkhapa, crown jewel of the snowy land sages. Losangapa, I make request at your feet. Holder of the white lotus, embodiment of all the conqueror's compassion. Guide benefiting migrating beings in the land of snow mountains and beyond. Sole deity and refuge, Tenzin Gyatso, at your feet I make request. The eyes to whom the vast scriptures are seen, supreme doors for the fortunate who would cross over to spiritual freedom, illuminators whose wise needs vibrate with compassion. To the entire line of spiritual mentors I make request. So you imagine all of the figures in the field of merit melting into light, dissolving into the central figure of the Buddha in front of you. All the Buddhas, the Bodhisattvas, the Arhats, Dakas, the kings, Dharma protectors, all of these beings melt into light, dissolve into the central figure of Shakyamuni Buddha. And now Shakyamuni Buddha embodies the three jewels. And this Buddha absorbs into the Buddha on the crown of your head. And then as we recite the Buddha's mantra, try to let your mind be very open, receptive. Imagine this white light flowing into you from the Buddha on the crown of your head. It purifies all your negativities, all your obscurations, and it generates within you the realizations of the stages of the path. So we recite the Buddhist mantra together. Tayata Mune Mune Maha Mune Soha. 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 Now, establish the visualization of Shakyamuni Buddha above the crown of your head. Made of golden, transparent, radiant light, a living being. And this Buddha melts into light, dissolves into you. Your body, speech, and mind become inseparable from the use of the Buddha. And then with the dedication prayers, starting on the page that we're on in the sadhana, which is 27.
Due to this merit may we soon attain the awakened state of Guru Buddha, that we may be able to liberate all sentient beings from their suffering. May the precious Bodhi mind not yet born arise and grow. May that born have no decline, but increase forevermore. So this has been the meditation on the Buddha, the Tibetan Buddhist style meditation on the Buddha, led by the Buddhist nuns from the Shravasti Abbey. Next we're going to do a high intensity interval training martial arts workout. So we're changing gears, we're shifting up pretty dramatically from this mellow practice of Ashtanga yoga primary series to the seated meditation, and then up to this martial arts solo drill body weight workout. So I'm going to put on some intense motivational workout music. While I take a bathroom break, that music will be playing. I recommend that you have some caffeine or coffee, whatever you like, to keep you going. I gotta check on the charger here, make sure that it's still charging, because I'm getting a notification from the phone. I have written out here the format for the workout we're about to do if you want to take a screenshot and refer to it later. You can see this is for standing techniques. The high intensity interval training format is we do 30 seconds to a minute of each section. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, over and over. Full body exercise or full body cardio, then legs, then upper body, then core. And down here I have 12 boxing combinations written out. And we're about to practice these. And I encourage you, challenge you to join us in doing that. If you want a simpler version, these are the techniques that I'm focusing on for these 2 months. The guillotine, the heel hook, and Kimura shoulder lock, along with the single leg takedown and related techniques. So again, there's full body, legs, upper body, core, and some other details about the techniques that we're focusing on for the next 2 months. So that's a simpler version of the same workout. What we're gonna do is basically a round where we're gonna do a full body burpee, squats, push-ups, sit-ups, or related exercise. And then we're gonna do a round where we do like kickboxing, kicks, boxing, and then head movement for the core, right? Or high knees for the core, and so on. So I'll shut up, I'll put on the stronger motivational workout music, and then I'm gonna run to the bathroom and we'll get started.
The laziness, they want to know how to stop the procrastination. They have some idea in their head, some kind of a vision of what they want to do, but they don't know where to start. And so they say, hey, where do I start? And when's the best time to start? Where do I start? And when's the best time to start? Where do I start? And when's the best time to start? And I have a very simple answer for that. Here. And now. That's it. You want to improve? You want to get better? You want to get on a workout program or a clean diet? You want to start a business? You want to write a book or make a movie or build a house or a computer or put together some mobile application? You start right here. You start right now. out in the gym, they're not gonna move themselves. You have to do it, and you have to do it now. And that means you gotta stop thinking about it and stop dreaming about it and stop researching every aspect of it and reading all about it and debating the pros and cons of it. Just start doing it. You want to improve? You want to get better? No. You want to get on a workout program or a clean diet? You want to start a business? You want to write a book or make a movie or build a house or a computer or put together some mobile application?
Okay, we're going to start now and go till about 8:20.
You want to get better?
We're going to warm up with boxing,
First step.
full body exercise,
Make it happen.
step,
Get after it.
cross, step,
Get after it.
jab,
Now,
and then back.
what motivates me? First of all, with the man in the cave and this idea and this thought of the enemy. That was a thought that used to drive me, kind of haunt me, and make me get up early and work hard to push myself. Because I knew that somewhere out there was an enemy, a real man, a person, a human that was waiting, that was preparing for me, and therefore I needed to prepare for him. I needed to be ready. I needed to be the things I always talk about. I needed to be stronger, faster, and smarter, and better, so that when we did meet on the battlefield, I would be ready for that rendezvous, for that meeting, that fate, that battle. And that thought of the enemy, it absolutely fueled me. The enemy. That was
Legs.
the thought that used to drive me.
We're going to do that again. Footwork.
The enemy. That was a thought that used to drive me and haunt me. And when I was a leader in the SEAL teams, in charge of men,
Those things.
it was even more profound because I was thinking about that rendezvous for everybody that I led, everyone I was in charge of, everyone that I trained. And I felt that burden, the burden of responsibility to prepare those men, protect those men, those strong men, those warriors, my brothers. And it was my burden to train those guys and prepare them. And that burden, it may have made me a little bit crazy, a little bit paranoid, a little bit over the top, but I didn't really know any other way. The enemy. That was a thought that used to drive me and haunt me. The enemy. That was a thought that used to drive me and haunt me. So now,
Upper
I
body.
am no longer a combat leader. I no longer prepare
Boxing.
for war. So the drive and the motivation is from a different place. It's from a solid place. The drive now or the motivation now is not really from the enemy anymore. Now it's from my friends, my brothers. It's from those SEALs that I knew and that I
Mm.
Enemy. That was a thought that used to drive me and haunt me. And those guys, they gave their lives for us. And now
Core, head movement.
I cannot help but think and remember that every breath that we take is a sacred gift from those men. Every day we have, every sunrise, every thought, and every smile, and every laugh, it's a gift. And I will treasure that gift of life.
Switch your
I'll let it
stance.
go to waste not 1 second. I'll cherish every moment of it, and I will live it. I will live it in their memory, in their honor.
Full body burpee. Now that we're warmed up.
The one thing that discipline definitely does help you with, it helps you get things done. And when you get things done, when you actually do things, you have more
Legs.
success.
We're gonna
More
lunge and
success is
throw
just not
hooks.
being fucking lazy and just doing it. 90% of it is just showing up. Get there and start working. Like, you're not gonna feel perfect every day. If I only worked out when I felt good, I'd be a fat fuck. Because there's a lot of days I don't want to do it. I mean, it's pretty much the same with everybody that actually gets good at something. There's gotta be those days you push through. They're probably gonna be more numerous than the days you don't. And so the benefit of discipline in my eyes has always been that through discipline I get things done. I'm like the most lazy, disciplined person I know. Because I don't want to do it. Let's go. Let's go. But through discipline I get things done.
Push-ups.
Goes to work. But through discipline I get things done.
25 at least.
This is what I do. I also think that discipline is a pathway to creativity. When you're on the battlefield, is an absolute exercise in creativity. How are we going to attack them? How are we going to disorganize them? How are we going to get in their heads? That's all just massive creativity. And when I look at people that are artists, I would imagine the more disciplined you are, you got to write stuff down. You got to read. You got to increase your vocabulary so that you are quicker and sharper. So when people are saying things, you have more words to battle back at them. All those things, all that freedom that you get on stage comes from the discipline you study, you learn,